Welcome, everybody, guys. I'm excited to be here. Ryan McKenzie, live with you here. I've got a really special guest today. We're talking all about retention. We're talking all about how to keep your people with you longer so they can have better results, right? The longer they're with you, the more often they're with you, the better you're going to be able to help them. So before we do that, before we get to Dr. Paul Bedford, the retention guru, guys, I need to tell you something. One thing about him, he was the retention guru before everyone and their mother online was a guru, right? So everyone has made guru a really bad name, but he is the original retention guru before guru was even a thing. So I've had a call with him. He probably doesn't even remember this, years ago when I was at the big high-end club. We'll bring him in a second. Before we do, it's going to be really cool because he's got all kinds of good stuff to say. Before we get to that, I need to know where you are right now in the world. Are you in Tasmania? Are you in Seattle? Are you with me here in Orlando, Florida? Some of you guys are in Orlando. I want to know where you are and what's the weather like. Guys, something ridiculous has happened. It is in the 40s in Orlando, and that is not okay. So every time I ask you where you are, where's the weather, and are you watching this live with me? For those of you guys that jump on later or on another stream that we share it to, where are you at in the world? I want to know. And are you watching it live, or what time are you watching it? If it's a replay, type in replay, tell me where you are so that I can go live when it's best for you. I want to help you guys as best I can. I want to know when you're watching it. And side note on all these social media things, the more people that comment, the more people that see it, right? So help us out there and we'll get rolling and we'll get some questions. As we're going, there's a chat. I see a lot of guys are in here. Brad, David, Natasha, Heather, Ola, Michael, Tiffany, Alicia. This is huge, guys. So as you're here, like it in the chat. Tell us those things, and then ask any questions you want me to ask Dr. Bedford. Guys, I want to pick his brain as much as we can in the 20, 30 minutes we've got. So right now, without further ado, here's the man, the legend, in 3, 2, 1. Dr. Bedford, yes, sir. How's it going, sir?
Hi, Ryan. I'm good. The weather here, we've had snow today and sunshine.
No.
Yeah, in one day. So it's been miserable since October. But
so if it's gonna get cold, it at least has to snow. That's what the only downside of Florida to me is when it gets cold, there's no chance it's gonna really snow. So I want some real snow if it's gonna get cold. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Right, we haven't got long. Start your questions.
So we've got I want to ask you a couple weird things before we get started, okay? I've been asking a lot of guests this. I might change these questions as we go, but so far this has been my trend. What's your favorite cereal? This is important now. It can't be healthy, right? It's got your favorite go-to horrible cereal.
My favorite go-to horrible cereal would probably be Lucky Charms.
This is meant to be. That's all. Yes. Man after my own heart. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Second question before we get going, and we're still giving some people a chance to get on here, but those that got on early get to hear who you really are because we know what cereal you like. What's something weird that you do, something strange that you do that not many people know about?
Once I've been to the bathroom, I wash my hands.
Okay.
And then I run my hands over my head.
Is that how you get to the sleek, nice, clean-shaven head?
I used to have long hair. And I still have the behavior because I had long hair so much it was pulled up back in a ponytail.
Okay.
And it was fine. So it used to fly away a bit. So I would wash my hands, run my hands over my head to flatten it, and I still do it.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
No hair, but I still do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Oh, so I alluded to this earlier when you were off screen, but years ago I was managing a team at the RDV Sportsplex in Orlando, Florida, and we were selling memberships. I was on the training side. We were selling memberships like crazy. We were getting, but people were leaking out the back door because we were a higher end facility for the area, a large facility, and they brought you in for a phone call. And we just like really picked your brain and try to take as many ideas as we can. I don't know how far that conversation in the corporate world went with you, but I remember being so impacted by that conversation saying, man, we have to change the way this affected the way I sold memberships or sold training. And really the book that I wrote was impacted by you, believe it or not, because I I was convinced we were selling the wrong way, not just the retaining and what we do in the club, but if we don't set them up for success from the moment we start advertising and the moment we start talking to them, then our sales process is broken. So in my world, to me, marketing, sales, retention, it's all the same conversation. It's just drawn out much further down the line. So I'd love to get your thoughts on what does retention really mean for those clubs that are just in the weeds right now, those owners that are like, I need more members.
Yeah.
What's the mind shift change? What does that look like to you? What's the most important thing we need to know about retention to start off?
I would say the first thing to think about is retention is the period of time between someone joining your club and someone leaving your club. So measure it in months.
Okay.
And that's almost the simplest thing I can say to people.
Okay.
Start thinking about how many months do you want your customer to be in your business for? Because each month is worth money. The longer they stay, the more money you get. I give a simple example, usually using a slide deck, where I go, if you had 100 customers join Club A and they stayed for 3 months and then they all quit, or you had 100 people join Club B and they stayed for 12 months and then they quit, which club would you rather be the owner or manager of?
I'm gonna, unless it's a trick question.
It's not a trick question.
I'm going Club B, right?
Like Club B,
12
because
months.
you get, for the same 100 people, you get 4 times as much money.
Right.
Now, if to earn the same amount of money from Club A, you've got to sell 4 times more memberships to get the same money. So if they only stay in 3 months, you've got to sell 400 memberships to get 12 months total for 100. So the longer you can keep them in your business, the more revenue you generate. That's the simplest thing to get your head around. Your job is not to try and stop them leaving. Your job is to try and keep them in the club.
That's great. So here's where my mind goes real quick. For that same example, if we cut Club B in half and still kept them for 12 months rather than 3 months. So you've got Club A at 100 members for 3 months. You've got Club B at 50 members for 12 months. I'd still rather have Club B.
Yeah.
Right?
In fact, for them 2 clubs to be equal, you'd only need to sell 25 memberships for 12 months compared to 100.
Right. So is that the problem you see then? Is people trying to, maybe this is just the obvious outward expression of it, and there's an internal problem that I'm not seeing in the moment, but I'd love your thoughts. Is it we try to get too big too quick and we can't handle helping the people that we have, or what is?
No, I think the thinking in lots of businesses that the sale is complete as soon as they've joined.
Yes.
And the sale might be complete in the operator's mind, but the sale isn't complete in the customer's mind. The customer's going, well, I've got to use this product. I'm going to be with you for, 6, 8, 12 longer months. But most businesses don't plan for that experience. They only plan from the advertising, marketing, touring, sale, maybe onboarding. And then if
maybe onboarding,
because some don't. Or they say, well, if you want to be onboarded, then you've got to see a personal trainer and that's going to cost you money. And then they go, and after that, good luck, we hope you stay. Now, if I just give you a quick example, because you're based in Florida, if I sign up, if I take my family to Disney this year and I book my holiday now, Disney are going to be in touch with me every month until we arrive.
It's unbelievable. So we're annual pass holders.
Yeah.
We did my son's birthday. We did a camping trip at their Fort Wilderness. Right. This is honestly the cheapest thing you can do at Disney is camping there, and it's more. So it's not their fancy hotel. We just wanted to go camping in the woods there. They still followed up. We got emails, phone calls. We had a package shipped in the mail. We already had. They knew we were pass holders. We already had the magic bands. They sent us new ones because here's the specific ones for your trip. Like everything along the way. Yeah. It's wild.
So a lot of the companies I work with, we start planning at least 12 months of a customer journey because because if they're going to sell, let's say they sell 12 months up front, there's a single payment. I'm paying I'm going to make this up, but $1,000, I'm going to stay for 12 months and I've paid once. Well, what do I want to do? I want to get them to month 13 because in month 12, they renew
Right.
another $1,000. So I have to think long term, not short term. And I
Yes.
think the thing you're alluding to with the sales is a lot of people are going, I need sales, I need sales, I need sales. Well, yes, you definitely need sales, but you
Right.
also want to hang on to those customers, because you might be in an environment where actually the total number of customers you could ever sell to isn't that big. And you don't want to churn them too fast, because otherwise you're going to churn yourself out of business.
That's huge. That's huge. So as you were talking about that,
Yeah.
a thought came in my mind that I'm seeing a trend in the industry, and it's a very good thing for the business owner. It's a very good thing for the consumer and the user. But I'm wondering if this has had a negative impact on the experience and is making retention drop. When I first started personal training, there was monthly memberships to a club.
Yeah.
And then you bought packages of training, and here's my 10 sessions or my 25 sessions or my 5 set, whatever you sold.
Yeah.
That's almost looked down upon now, that you're silly if you do that. You need them on a recurring model so that they automatically pay, whether they come or not, so that the trainer get paid, the clubs get paid, they're incentivized to come. There's not just sessions left out in the ether hoping that they'll pick them up again, right?
Yeah.
Like, I agree with that thought.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if that has also led to, now that I've got them on a recurring model, so I have to do even less to help, because they're not going to have to rebuy in 2 sessions or 10 sessions. It's going to come out of their credit card, whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
I've got, they complain about it. I'll show them the thing they signed that says they can't refund it, but really we know they can, right?
Yeah.
So how has that affected the customer service and retention side of things? Do you think that's brought some clubs down a notch? Or is that like...
Yeah, because they just get lazy, because they end up, and we see the same thing in China of all places. They end up with what I call zombie sessions. There's hundreds of sessions that are not used but are paid for.
The dead files, right? Like they're just
one thing I can tell those people who are on the call today is, we know that 10% from our research, and this was done on a sample of, which one was it? 800,000 customers.
So when you say research, you don't mean you interviewed 10 of your family members.
No, and it wasn't page 1 of Google either. So there's a data set we've got that's got 800,000 customers in it. Of the people who bought personal training, so that's not all 800,000, but of the people who bought personal training, 10% bought it at point of sale. 30% bought it between months 2 to 5.
Okay.
60% of people buying personal training bought it from 6 months onwards.
Wow.
Yet most of the trainers that I work with, they're going, who are the new people? Who are the new people? I'm going, go and harvest the ones that are already out there.
Yeah.
Right. Don't worry about the new ones.
That's that long-term focus you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where I don't want to talk to the people in the Group X classes because they just like free stuff. Yeah. I don't want to talk to people on the treadmills because that's all they come here for.
Yeah.
Like, the mindset very quickly in a club for personal trainers is the salespeople aren't giving me the new people's contacts. I need to be set up there, which sure, that could be good.
Yep. 10%.
Don't ignore it. But wow, 60% is
the other thing that, and I think with the reoccurring revenue model, I think where I would take that would be, you're buying not just sessions, a specific time and day.
Yeah.
Monday night, 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Because then when the customer books those in, when they're actually, they've got a time and a day when they're going to come. You want to set up that routine, because we know that people who come on a routine day and time come for longer than people who people who don't have PT. But the people who don't have PT stay longer than the people who have PT on an ad hoc basis. So it goes routine, no PT, ad hoc.
Right. So what if here's my let's bring this down a tier from like we're kind of talking Globo Gym, high-end box gym. What if I'm a gym owner? I've got 4 or 5 trainers. I'm selling like a CrossFit style where it, I hate to say CrossFit style, but that kind of model where it's unlimited training, right? Unlimited sessions, come whenever you want to.
Yeah.
How have you seen that affect people's actual ability to retain. Because on one end, you've got this smaller, tight-knit boutique studio community that helps.
Yeah.
But on the other end, there's very little like commitment to this is your time, this is your day, I want you here. It's more come when you can, you know?
Yeah, I can't say it specifically. I can say that from the data that we've got, come when you can means they don't come.
That's big. That's big.
You're almost, if you think of any athlete, I don't know if you did sport, but you think of any athlete. I've got a friend called DC. Tuesday night is track night.
Mm-hmm.
And Tuesday night has been track night for 20 years. And everybody knows for him that Tuesday night is track night. As soon as people start getting that time into their schedule, into their diary, people don't interrupt it. They don't go, oh, Ryan, can you come and Tuesday night, do you fancy going out for something to eat? That you go, no. Tuesday night, I train Tuesday night. So we have to get people in where we can into the routine.
This is what I do. Yeah, that's huge. All right. So I've got another question for you that's been on my mind for a while, because we started implementing some of your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they started the club I was at. I moved out to another club with them, and I'm not with them anymore. So I wanted to ask you, before I do, guys, if you have questions for Dr. Paul, we're almost done. Type them in. And then at the end of this, I'm going to let him share. If you guys want to get a hold of him, he's got all kinds of podcasts on his website. He'll probably got all kinds of stuff for you. So anyway, to get to know our members, it's more than just the conversation when we sell to them. It's more than just in the gym. Like, we're talking something that kind of honestly made me uncomfortable at first because I didn't understand it all the way. What kind of data should I be collecting or utilizing to understand my member? You know, like how does that come into play? Maybe on a big scale, and then if you could dial it down to like if I've got those 4 or 5 trainers in my gym and I've got what's vital for me, and then if I could do anything, what would you recommend? What do you think?
Okay, at the really big scale, we're using machine learning. We're starting to use AI to learn the individual behavior of customers.
Break that down for me, because you're talking about artificial intelligence and machine learning. Like, what does that look like for when you join a gym that does that?
So that on the back end for the operator, that means I look up Ryan. You walk into the club.
Yep.
Your name pops up that you've attended. It tells me the likelihood of you the likelihood of you staying and the likelihood of you cancelling. It can also give me types of preferences. You know, it's the real personalization of the experience.
Okay, so we're talking about Skynet Gym is what we're opening up here, right? Is that right? Terminator Skynet. It's obviously not that weird, but how?
It's weird for the customer.
Right.
The customer, because the customer's like, well, how do you know I've not been in for 3 weeks? It's like, it's digital stalking.
Okay. So how do you, from an industry that typically gets trainers and that aren't in it for the money, right? The best trainers that I've ever met aren't in it for the money. I don't want to force this on anybody. I'm here to help people.
Yeah.
We start talking about artificial intelligence, digital stalking, finding out all of a sudden the trainer, the person who has the most connection, like the Group X instructor, the trainer, the floor attendant, the person who really interacts with this person the most is like, look, man, I'm not into that. I just want to help people. Like, how do we actually, like, talk me through that process of like
3 questions.
Okay.
1 general question. What are you working on today?
Awesome.
But be curious. Use a curious voice tone. What are you working on today? Or what's your goal for today?
Gotcha.
Because many clients who train on their own actually don't. The goal was to turn up. They don't have a goal for the actual workout. So
you got insight into what they're actually planning on doing rather than whatever class is available or whatever machine is open. I don't.
Yeah. Well,
I'll sit in the sauna for 20 minutes and head out. Like,
because then that opens up the door for you to go, well, look, why don't I show you this? Why don't I teach you some functional things? Why don't I show you a variation on the bench press? So simple questions like walking the floor. What are you working on today? What brought you in today specifically? How come today you chose to train? Because that gives you some insight into the customer.
That's back to like, is this my workout day? Do I have a routine set up? Because they might say, Monday's the day I come. Tuesday's the day I come. Then you know I've got a routine person here. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 questions to ask on the way out. First question, how was your workout today? Gives you instant feedback about their experience.
That's
If
good.
they had a poor experience, you're grabbing that. You can try and address it. If it's a good experience, you reinforce it. So as they're leaving, they're going away thinking, yeah, that was a good workout. I really enjoyed that class. I really enjoyed that training session. So you're reinforcing. It's called peak end theory. You're reinforcing the positive at the end of the experience. The second question you ask is, when are you in next? Because you're trying to get the next visit. You're always trying to prompt the next visit.
I love that. And it's not just see you tomorrow. It's when are you in next? Because I'll see you then, right? Then it's asking them in response. You're building a relationship. As this seems so simple. And I'm sure that people listening are like, you're talking about artificial intelligence and you say, how is your workout? When are you in next? But what that means is you have someone whose job it is to make sure these questions are being asked, right?
Yeah.
And you have someone, it's their responsibility to make sure those questions are being asked on the way out. Because if you have 100-person club, if you have 1,000-person club, if you have 25,000 members, whatever you're doing, even if you have a boutique gym and you get 10 or 15 people to the class, I dare you to have one trainer and be able to ask that question to every single person on the way in and on the way out and really get a real conversation going. You can't do it on your own. So this is a commitment to excellence. It's a commitment to serving that is beyond what anybody else is doing right now. And it's super simple. And you think, I should know that. I do know that. That's ridiculous, but nobody does it.
No.
And
There's a class, Ryan, the class is easy.
Right.
Seriously, the class is easy. You've just got to get your Group X teachers to do it. At the end of the class, they stand there, they put their hand up, they say, put your hand up if you're going to be in the class again next week.
Yep. Man.
Those who put their hand up are committing to come. Those who don't put their hand up usually walk over and go, can't make it next week, but I'll be in on such and such.
Huge, huge. So I love the thoughts on the machine learning AI stuff as well. If you could touch on that real quick, because I've come to see it, and it can cross a line in my opinion, right? You can go too far. But when I go on Amazon, when I go on Facebook or Instagram, I buy stuff on there, right? And because they know my habits, they can recommend stuff. He probably wants this. I just bought a razor off Instagram the other day, which was ridiculous. But I was like, man, I told my wife, I hate this razor. 2 days later, I see I see an ad for a razor. And I was like, I'll try that one. Why not? They're either listening to me or they know that my stage in life that I'm probably unhappy with certain products that I used to have when I was 20. And now that I'm 35, I don't sell for this stuff anymore, right? So they know the age, they know your income level, they know what stuff you've bought in the past, and that's huge for the club as well, right? It's more of it's helped me to see as I'm serving them better, because if they're frustrated with what I'm offering and I don't know they're frustrated, then they're going to leave, right? If I can't offer them something better or bigger, they're going to go somewhere else and find it. And I think most gym owners get in this mindset of either A, they're going to ask for it when they want it, they won't.
No.
Or B, I'm just going to be the cheapest thing I can be and not offer too much because I don't want to try to just nickel and dime them to death or give them charge too much, right? Those are the two thoughts that I think happen. Talk to me about what are your thoughts on the AI side of things there?
I think so I work with one company specifically. I work with multiple companies, but one of the companies I work with is called Coach AI. It's a digital communication tool that it is all digital, but you tell the customer, we've got a support program that's run digitally. It's a digital coach, a bit like a chatbot, and it will talk to you and contact you, encourage you to train and visit the club.
That's cool.
You choose whether you want it or not.
Yeah.
Rather than forcing it on people.
That's awesome.
What we found is, in some of the studies we've done in different parts of the world, the clubs where actually most people join online, are used to dealing with everything digitally, the uptake in the Coach AI is much higher than in the clubs where they actually think they're going to get service from staff. So by default, if they think, well, actually, there isn't anyone here that's going to help me, I might as well take the digital help. And I work with a university in north of London. but they're a client of mine rather than a lecture there.
That's huge.
And they, in the last 2 years, we did a 1-year project on improving the customer experience when people walk through the door.
Wow.
Then we did a 1-year project where they've introduced Coach AI. Their revenue, EFT, has increased by 35% in 2 years.
And that's the only thing they changed.
It's the only thing they've changed. They've been a 10-year business. It's basically a rec center within a university.
You can't argue that, man.
No.
So what I've seen now, when they set the bots up,
Yeah.
does it masquerade as a real person, or are you just flat honest with it? Like, hey, I'm your gym bot and I'm here to serve you. How can I help? Like
in the Coach AI one, it is a cartoon character.
That's cool.
So you know it's a cartoon.
I love the idea of if I have an issue with artificial intelligence, or if I have an issue with automation, and like I don't like that kind of feel, like the worst thing ever is when I call somebody and I get put through their say 5 for this, or say that, and it's this automated thing that's trying to act like it's a human.
Yeah.
But it's not, and it doesn't work the same way. But if you get in there and you say honestly, like, hey, I'm your automated robot and I'm here to help you out, and you kind of own that and kind of make it feel comical or kind of make it feel fun, then I'm going to respond to it a much better than if like you try to act like Paul's here and he's going to help you out. Hi, my name is Paul. How can I help you? And it doesn't respond like a real person would for every single thing. That's challenging. You know?
I don't know if you've ever seen there's a video clip on YouTube of Google. What's it called? It's one of their products that makes appointments for you. And they phone a hairstylist.
Yes, I've seen the video. Yeah.
And it's just like, that is amazing, because it's actually, they go, can we do 10 o'clock? No, we haven't got any appointments at 10 o'clock. What about 11? And the person asking the questions on behalf of the customer,
it's like a virtual
It's
assistant.
a virtual assistant. And I was like, no, that's scary. I'm the same as you. I'm like,
and they couldn't tell. Yeah.
Tell me. I'm happy if you tell me. Don't deceive me.
Right.
It's the don't deceive me part.
Man, that's big. Guys, we're about out of time here with Dr. Paul. I'm going to let him close up with his final thoughts.
Yeah.
And then I'll wrap up. If you've got anything now, speak now, forever hold your peace. We'll get some questions to him. But before we do, Paul, if you had one piece of advice that is just vital that we get across to everybody that's in the fitness industry right now. I'm mainly talking to gym owners.
Yeah.
That studio gym of 5 to 10 people. We've got a few people here that have larger gyms, and they're managers or vice presidents or directors of like the bigger gyms too. But those two ranges, not
okay.
What do you think?
Okay, so you'll hear me talk about it elsewhere, but it's the one I come back to. Retention for me is about VIP, visits, interaction, and programming.
Okay.
You've got to get them to visit, so you want to keep encouraging them to visit, same day, same time, where you can. When they visit, you need to interact with them. Start with just being curious about them, normal courtesies, please, hello, build into more behavior change type conversation, and then make sure that the programming that they're following, they can actually see the relationship between the exercises that we're recommending for them and the outcome they want. Because if, like you say, you get someone comes in and they say, I want to lose weight, I want to lose fat, and the exercise of the moment is Bulgarian bags, let's say.
Sure.
If they can't see the relationship between Bulgarian bags and weight loss, they'd stop doing that exercise.
Yeah.
Which I think is a reason why lots of people have always, in the past, I think it's changing now, but people didn't warm up properly and didn't stretch, because it was like, well, that just takes time out of workout. I could do another set of chest. I could do 3 sets of extra on chest.
Yeah.
So they can't see the relationship. If they can't see the relationship between the programming and the outcome, they abandon it.
So you're not talking about, I mean, you're even stepping back outside of what is your programming? Is it good programming?
Yeah.
Is it machines or suspension or body weight? That doesn't matter. But what you're talking about is the expectation they have of connecting their goals to what's actually happening. Like, if I'm not communicating in a class setting, in a one-on-one setting, in a group setting, even just on the floor, here's what we're going to do. Here's why we're doing it. Here's what I hope you get out of it today.
Yeah.
and then reinforcing at the end, here's what we did. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Here's what you're going to feel tomorrow.
Yeah.
Here's the result long term if you keep coming. Like those kind of conversations
Yes.
are so much more important than, should I have a Cybex machine or TRX? Should I put a treadmill here or a step mill? Right? That doesn't move the needle on retention, right?
No.
What moves the needle is those conversations. That's big. We had a couple questions. We have time for one if you got.
Yeah.
It's pretty practical, so I thought I would jump it in here real quick. How often do you actually reach out to people, like through text message, Facebook, Messenger? Like, is there a time period? Like, so say I'm assuming this kind of thing is either you've got a trainer who's got clients, or you've got a smaller club and you've got members in that club that you can actually say, okay, I'm going to make a point to personally reach out to people when they're not here. Is that the move to make, or is there something that's more important, and how often?
Well, so let's take Coach AI. Coach AI speaks to them daily, even if they don't train daily. So it's 30 interactions per month, usually generating somewhere between 8 and 12 visits. So it's a constant. Now, if they weren't interested in those interactions, they'd just ignore them.
Right.
It's a bit like emails. If someone emails you every day and you're not interested in the content, or the content isn't relevant,
sure,
you delete. So it's about relevancy. You can't just fire stuff out that's irrelevant to the person, because they'll just delete it.
So then the overall number doesn't matter if the relevancy and the actual content and inspiration level isn't there. Right?
And you'll even see, like, I've seen a couple of people on CRM systems where they've said it. I goes, how frequently do you want us to contact you? And so they put the onus on the customer to say, well, actually, you can contact me all the time.
Yeah, or I don't want you bothering me, but really, you might have really great stuff for me. I don't realize it yet.
Or it might just be that you go, I just tick the ones that tell me when the club's going to be closed at short notice, or sort of maintenance type issue information. I just really quickly, I joined a low cost, high volume club about 4 years ago. In fact, I joined 4 on the same day because I wanted to see the experience.
That's awesome.
One of them,
you might have a problem.
Yeah. Because I was looking at the online joining experience and seeing how simple they made it. One of them emailed me 41 times in 45 days. 38 of the emails were sales messages, and 3 of them were disruptions in the club. So I'd already joined, and I was getting messages: be a friend, bring a friend, sign up your friend tomorrow for a discount. 48-hour sale, 36-hour sale, 24-hour sale, 18-hour sale, 12-hour sale, 6-hour sale. The sale will close in 1 hour. The next day, 32-hour sale. Bring a friend. It was just crazy. Don't just sell to them, send them relevant content.
That's awesome, man. So, because most of our emails that we'd send to the club would be monthly update, or we're closed today, or no showers are available, or the pool's down. Like, it's all negative, or it's sales, or it's a monthly update of like, I don't care. I've got to read a bunch of stuff that you care about.
The ones, and I think the ones that I would encourage a lot of operators to do, in fact, I get a lot of operators that I work with to do, is testimonials. Before, after, I've been training, I've been doing this, but also including that testimonial, some of the challenges that person's faced.
That's big.
Because
so it's not just the before after picture. Look how fat he was. Look how skinny he is. But the transformation process. How hard it was.
This is my 3rd go around. It didn't stick the first time. I've tried this 3 times, and now I'm there.
Yes.
Because then that resonates with people. They go, I've tried that.
Right.
It didn't work for me. Because otherwise you're going to get all those people who try it once. If they don't get the sense that if you don't get it right first time, that's it, it's done, they never come back.
So you're not saying, let me try to back this up here real quick, because you're saying send testimonials to your current clients.
Yeah.
Not to sell them into anything more, but to sell them, because it's still selling them, right? But to sell them on why they should stick with it. To sell them on why they should keep going. Not just save your testimonials for new members, new clients, but I've got Dr. Paul is training with me. I need to be sending him testimonials of people that might line up to what he's all about. Like,
Yeah.
I used to have the worst knee pain ever. I've been
Yeah.
working with Ryan for 6 months now, and I can kneel down and play with my kids. I
Yeah.
used to be so overweight. I've tried everything in the book, diets, running. I did Bulgarian bags at
Yeah.
this gym, and now all of a sudden, man, it's stuck, guys. I'm doing it. This is huge.
Yeah.
Like, that's real stuff, and that inspires people to keep going. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
The other
Man.
thing it does as well is it encourages those who are on the journey to want to be one of those testimonials.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So you're building in, I mean, shoot, use them for your marketing as well, right?
Oh yeah.
But you're building in a process where we share our successes with each other at this gym. Like,
Yeah.
we celebrate people's victories together, not
Yeah.
just buy stuff because this person did well. Like, that's cool. I like that a lot. Guys, I don't want to take any more of his valuable time up. Thank you so much for being here. You are a legend. This is amazing. And I'm gonna slide him off, say bye to you guys, and Dr. Paul, I'll talk to you real quick. Hold on one second for me. Guys, big stuff there. I so many quick things that he said, so many amazing things. But the biggest thing I'm taking away from this is know your customer, interact with your customer, guys, and know them, interact with them, engage with them. Don't let your success make you lazy. We have a lot of gym owners and a lot of trainers here who are like, I've got clients, I've got members, I've got everything rolling. This is good. It's all on auto pay. I can sit back and let my gym run. It is great. Guys, if you're doing that, you better be hiring someone to go interact with your gym and actually be the in-person owner or manager of your club so that those people feel cared for, like a liaison, a concierge type of person. Like, and that's their mindset, right? Everything he said led to that. Like, let's engage relationship. Even the AI and automated and all of those kind of like just digital learning type stuff that kind of freaks us out, like Skynet is coming and attacking us for Terminators, right? Even that stuff, we need to make sure it's spawning and producing relationship, because everything we do, you can get faster, better service somewhere else. You can learn all the exercises ever, but if someone actually cares about you and asks questions about you, man, that shows they care, and you're going to want to be there. You're going to want it. Your clients are going to want it. Guys, you know what? Dr. Paul, you're still here. I missed one thing. I'm bringing you back real quick. Hey, if people want to know where to find you, people want to know where to find you, where do they go? If they need your services, what do they do?
It's really simple.
You're the best at this.
It's
how do I
simple.
get a hold of you? How do I follow you? How do I get your brain in my feed? All that stuff.
Okay, so website is retentionguru.com.
Easy.
Easy.
Retentionguru.com.
Yeah, if you look for me at Retention Guru on LinkedIn, every day we post lunchtime lessons. We've done nearly 400 now. We do them Monday to Friday. Here in the UK, they go out at 1:05. So depending where you are in the world, sometimes they're breakfast lessons.
That's breakfast lessons for me. That's great. Yeah. Get my day started the right way. It's perfect.
But they're lunchtime lessons. And so we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram. Hunt for lunchtime, Retention Guru, every single day. Well, Monday to Friday. I have the weekends off. And then if you're based in the US, I'm speaking at URSA. I'm speaking at Club Industry this year.
I'll be at URSA myself. We'll have to meet up. I'll buy you lunch. It'll be great.
Thank you very much. But just, go over onto the website and check out. There's over 30 free videos to watch that are an hour each.
Wow.
There's blog posts. There's all sorts of stuff. From there, you can get in touch with me. You'll find me. Google me.
Google me. Guys, you can't miss him. He's everywhere. If you want people to stay in your gym longer, this is the guy to talk to. Thank you, Dr. Paul.
You're welcome.
We are running out of time, and I want to keep this to the point. So thanks for being here, guys. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know replay and where in the world you're from and how cold or hot is it where you are, because that's interesting to me. I love it, guys. Train smart, live well. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.